Hello there, my Gemini collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, Geminis. Let's talk on your energy, Geminis. I get with you like Prince vibes, very famous Gemini. Very forward-thinking too, Geminis. I like music. But I didn't realize that Prince, even in the 70s, he worked at a recording studio, right? Prince played all of his instruments. Even back in the 70s, he was like laying down multiple tracks. He would have like 3 bass lines going in a song, 2 or 3 different guitar riffs going on in a song. He would double up a lot. He was always ahead of the vibe. And in the 90s, he was talking about the music industry and how everything was kind of not geared towards the artist. And then now everything that he spoke on was actually the reality of something. So that's the vibe I get with you, Geminis. I feel this more accomplished energy, Gemini. Some of you, things want to go messy, but I don't feel like it's your mess. But you choose it. So I know, Geminis, I keep calling some of you out that like that messy energy. But take what's yours and leave what's not, right? Those of you, when it comes to your relationships or partnerships, you are like ultimately the goal. Now, whether this is like happily ever after or someone just sees your accomplishments, it's a competitive industry out there. It's a competitive vibe. I don't care what the fuck you do, right? I love to watch the real estate videos, and Lord have mercy, any of you that deal with real estate, right? So, Geminis, I'm seeing you as being more accomplished. Some of you far more laid back. It's a laid back energy with you, Geminis. Those of you that have learned to sit your ass down and focus, because Geminis, you can tend to be a little bit all over the place. It's the air sign quality about you. That's why you're the perpetual Peter Pan of the zodiac. But you're on different vibes. Take what's yours and leave what's not. Damn. Capricorn had the same vibes. A lot of you Geminis, it's kind of the stagnation energy with you that's actually rather fascinating. Some of you, that could be what you find interesting. For other people, that's infuriating, Geminis, because you are hard to read. You are hard to read, Geminis. Especially my creatives. This is a beautiful creative energy for my creative Geminis. So hopefully you're being creative, Geminis. I love playing in GarageBand because it's basically artists put little snippets of music and you just kind of put them together. All them little songs that I put together are just other people's little snippets. I started doing that because no one online was doing like Apple loops or GarageBand and actually like creating music. All the vocals are preset vocals. That's why a lot of the lyrics are the same. Because if you do something original, you want to make sure you're like copywriting that shit. So if you got a great song idea, it's looking at it from that perspective. But my creative Geminis, what are you exploring now? What are you looking at? What's so important to you? Some of you are so indifferent when it comes to the relationships or partnerships around you too, Geminis. That's why I feel like there's just as much karmic energy when it comes to Geminis as there is like true relationships or partnerships. A lot of you that can't speak on your feelings, or a lot of you deal with people who really can't express themselves. A lot of you that stay stuck or stagnant in those relationships or partnerships where there really isn't much of an emotional connection. Some of you Geminis just get bored real fucking easily. Let's just be honest. If the conversation isn't there, you're going to lose interest pretty fast. So you definitely need someone who is going to stimulate you on many different levels. That speaks on the complexity. Those of you Geminis that know what it is when it comes to your relationships or partnerships, I don't feel like you need to be single, but you need to figure out what's important to you with regard to your relationships or partnerships. So if you're not looking at your past relationships or partnerships and figuring out what you could have done better, what was more important to you, what was missing, what do you need to work on, when you're choosing your partners, what do you need to pay attention to going into the relationship or partnership? Especially those of you Geminis that have a really hard time being emotionally vulnerable. Or Geminis, you choose people who don't have that emotional vulnerability. It's a teeter-totter type vibe with you Geminis. It wants to go karmic, but does it want to go karmic because that's the energy you play in, or does it want to go karmic because that's the type of relationships or partnerships that you attract? Knight of Swords, that's that sort of epiphany energy. Those of you Geminis, what has been your inspiration? I feel like a lot of you are kind of hard to read because you are maybe reading a lot, you're listening to a lot, you're taking in. It's a very I feel like you're almost like a sponge energy, Geminis, when it comes to learning and growing and understanding. This is some of you Geminis are gonna like rewrite the classics, or you're looking at things from a different perspective. How can you take something kind of classic and zhuzh it up to work for you? Especially when it comes to my creatives. So, whatever your inspiration is. Good philosophy on this too, Geminis. There's this. It's always this. It's whatever fucking side of that Seven of Cups that you're on. So, I mean, damn Geminis. Some of you have been in this energy for a while. Some of you, you kind of like it. So those of you Geminis that's kind of pulled your energy back, those of you Geminis that maybe you pulled off your social medias, maybe you're off the dating apps, those of you that got out of relationships or partnerships that really were either too emotionally demanding, or you weren't even sure what the fuck that relationship or partnership was even about. So it's whatever side of that Seven of Cups you're on. Now, Geminis, whether this is your energy or just the relationships or partnerships around you, those of you the relationships or partnerships you attract towards you. Work, love, life vibes on this too with you, Gemini. Some of y'all could be cleaning up your life when it comes to that. So setting healthier boundaries when it comes to the connections that you have. It all leads to an upgrade, whatever it is. This is pick your favorite diva, Geminis. Pick your favorite fucking diva. It's absolutely beautiful for you. And Geminis, we have some pretty amazing Gemini divas. So, I like this energy with you. Three of Swords. Those of you, the Leo energy, I don't know if this is Leo in particular with you. We are in Leo seasons. We did have the Lion's Gate. Every time I do a Leo reading, I feel like it could be just as much of a collective vibe. So maybe check out Leo's readings, Geminis. Some of y'all, it's Mercury. So, Geminis, we are ruled by Mercury. So, some of you need to trust that sort of vibe when it comes to this. This is also that stinginess, Geminis. Some of you are coming across maybe as a bit stingy. But, is this astrological with you? Some of you, if you haven't paid attention to your chart, some of you, you kind of need this energy to do this sort of upgrade that you got going on. Come on now, those of you, if you're wanting to get work done or you're planning on like doing some things, some of y'all, you could be getting your clothes tailored to fit. Some of y'all could be doing some work on yourself. I love the spa energy with you, Gemini. So stay moisturized, stay hydrated, exfoliate. What are you doing, Geminis? Now, you know, if you have some work done, you usually have to take a little bit of time out too. So it's the complexity that is you, Geminis. This can be messy, or this could be like glamorous energy. Ooh, Geminis. I always feel happy vibes when it comes to you, Geminis. So if you're stuck in this, there's like something you need to look at. There's something you need to pay attention to. Some people stay in this energy. There are plenty of people that spend their lives in relationships or partnerships that are like this, that are never like emotionally fulfilling. So, damn. I always say Beyonce vibes on that because I love the way she is very it's a broad range of music. Her style of music is very interesting, very diva-esque. Even when she doesn't really do a whole lot. So she's able to maintain that nice bit of. She puts a lot of breathing room in between what she does instead of just trying to consistently come out. So you always know when she's doing something because she takes the time that she needs. There's definitely like the switching point, and you notice the difference. And you can be the diva and not always be the center of attention. Those of you Geminis that's learning, growing, understanding, taking classes, those of you learning to establish healthier boundaries, healthier foundations when it comes to your relationships or partnerships, there's this sort of lackadaisical energy with you as well, Geminis, that brings about this very interesting vibe and opportunity with you. Definitely feels like New York, LA vibes. So whether that's where you live or where you'd like to live or whatever that sort of energy, you kind of encompass that. What's that saying? Too dumb for New York, not pretty enough for LA. So, right? I don't know. I love your energy, Geminis, but damn, does it want to go karmic so bad. So make sure that you're always staying positive. Keep on the sunny side of the street. So, damn, Geminis. And this is a lot of that transformation energy too, Geminis. I mean, right? If whatever you're doing, you need to take the time, heal through it, work through it. Some of y'all, it just takes however long it takes. Those of you, especially if you're doing work, if you want something custom, it's going to take you a minute. So, Geminis, a lot of you, you're not really off the rack type people. So the opportunities that you're creating, the opportunities that are meant to be yours, they are custom. And it takes time. And it's that's what makes it unique. So keep focusing, keep doing what makes you uniquely you, Geminis. Even if you change it up enough, there still should be like some sort of consistency to it. Geminis, I can't decide what backdrop I like, so that's why I kind of switch it around. I'm trying to focus more on the natural lighting instead of using a ring light. So those of you that's wondering. So what are you doing, Geminis? What are you doing? I don't think things are as dramatic with you as what they might appear. I don't think things are as dramatic with you as what people might think. It's kind of like what is this? What side of that Seven of Cups are you on? I always feel like you're on the back side of that Seven of Cups, Geminis. So people are getting a view of your ass as you're walking away, more so than you coming towards. You know what I mean, Geminis? So a lot of endings and new beginnings. Custom tailored to you. So that's what makes the difference. You can be off the rack or you can go couture. You don't even have to spend money on that. So some of you could be learning to sew, to tailor fit your clothes. Some of you could just be finding a good seamster or seamstress to help you accommodate this. It's so beautiful and peaceful. That's what I love about your vibes. So whatever it is that you're working on, whatever this is that you're doing, it's far more you-centric. Some people aren't going to like that because you are. This is definitely being stingy. This is definitely being selfish. But this is learning to establish better connections, better relationships, better partnerships. More building the foundations of something than anything else. A lot of you, this does and is going to lead to a happily ever after, but you got to figure out what the fuck that happily ever after is. For some, that's what makes the difference with that Seven of Cups. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, Gemini, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Those Geminis that kind of want it all, but then they don't really want the sort of connections that entails. So, you know, they want the relationship. They want the one that's rich. They want the one that can bring them success. They want the one that's good in the sack, but probably not going to find it in one person. But there's really like no attachment energies. So it kind of is what it is. Those of you Geminis, maybe you were in that energy for a while. And now things have changed. So you get the clarity that you want, you get the clarity that you need if that's what you're focused on. Some are still focusing on off the rack, and others of you are, this is like haute couture energy. Definitely good for my creative Geminis. So, my creative Geminis, stay creative. What is your sort of vibe here? Those of you Geminis, when it comes to like clothing design, look to the 30s. I keep feeling like the 30s or 40s type styles need to kind of make a comeback. That's when things were a little bit more it was kind of austerity. So the clothing wasn't as structured, it wasn't as elaborate as it was before. It's a simplicity of lines as well. A lot of this is it's custom. So those of you Geminis, if you want that perfect opportunity and it's gonna be a custom job, then it's gonna take a fucking while. So that's the difference. You can be off the rack or you can go custom. But if you're gonna go custom, it's gonna take a minute. That's what makes it unique. That's what makes it personal to you. That's what makes it custom fit to your energy. Some of you astrologically, Geminis, have probably been feeling this. That Page of Pentacles there with that Knight of Pentacles. You are ruled by Mercury. So, Geminis, even though we are going into a retrograde, some of you, Mercury could have been doing a trine, or Mercury, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, whatever the hell this sort of vibe is with you. Those of you Geminis that maybe you've switched to Vedic or you're looking at something from a different perspective, it's definitely more of a higher perspective here, Geminis. So, it's more of an elevated energy. So, you're looking at things more as an overview. Instead of just kind of the basic energy here. So you're not going to stay basic, but it's going to take a while. And that's what makes the difference. So those of you Geminis feeling this need to sort of rush into things, rush into relationships or partnerships, or rush into opportunities without really paying attention to it. It's really the difference. Some of you, it's like the fakeness of something too. So, I mean, Geminis, I love your energy. Take what's yours, leave what's not. But it's all the choices that you make. So those of you Geminis, if you need like direction, you're probably not going to find what you need. Some of you Geminis are going to be like the model artist curator. So you're going to be simplifying and doing different things. So some of y'all could be learning how to do different things, how to look at things from a different perspective. This raises your value. This raises your worth. This makes you far more interesting. This makes you far more complex, Geminis. This brings about better opportunities because you are looking at things from a far different perspective, Geminis, instead of just like basic energy. I'm not saying that you're basic, but it kind of is what do you want? What are your expectations? And where's the patience to sort of achieve that goal? If you haute couture is custom fit. So you order anything custom, it's going to take a while. So don't shortchange yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Don't keep yourself stuck just because you're being impatient and you feel the need. Some of you have a lot of fake-ass relationships or partnerships wanting to come toward you. Or you can hold off for something that is actually more befitting you. My creatives especially. Geminis, any of you that watch those videos of like the cobblers, the people that actually create handbags, or those that actually like redo shoes, you can actually go get like your shoes resold and revamped. Those of you that are interested in that, those of you that watch videos like that, those of you that like the transformation videos, those of you, if maybe you're getting some fucking work done. I don't know your life, Geminis, but you know, it takes time on that. So a lot of you are dealing with things that just take time, and this sort of patience energy with you, Geminis, that's what makes the difference. So take what's yours, leave what's not. The whole part of this is take what's yours and leave what's not. I do feel good relationships or partnerships, Geminis. But some of you, this is going to be so different when it comes to you that's why it's going to be worth the time, because there's not going to be any sort of stuck stagnant energy. It's going to be very comfortable. It's going to be very casual. It's going to be it's going to be like the perfect fit. And there's not going to be a whole lot of the external vibes as your other relationships or partnerships. This is also being rather serious too. So Geminis, if you like to play in that Seven of Cups, you had a lot of relationships, you had a lot of partnerships, you probably half-assed your way through them. Wasn't really much of an emotional connection, but you know, there you were. Some of y'all need to do the work that you need to do. Some of y'all need to do the healing, right? Pre-post workout stretching, Geminis. You know your body, so take care of yourself. Stay moisturized, hydrated, all that good stuff, Geminis. Those of you that have that capacity to love, those of you that are very interested in establishing romantic relationships or partnerships, but you're not going to be so thirsty about it. So, I love that. This is like the positive and negatives of things, Geminis. If something is all positive or something tends to be all negative, why? It should kind of be a happy mixture of both. But you got to know what the fuck it is that you want. So there's a codependency. What do you want to be codependent on? What type of relationships or partnerships are you attracting in? Some of you be mindful of the partnerships that you are in, that they ain't got like some messy ass energy too. So you could choose people who are just messy or indecisive, or they can't really commit to you because they got some sort of things that they need to deal with. A lot of stuck energy. A lot of stuck energy with you, Geminis. But hopefully that's not your vibe. Come on, we all love Beyonce, but if you really think about it, she puts enough breathing room in between what she does so that she's not just like out there every 6 months changing her look, right? Even when she changes up her music, everything, she allows that breathing room in there. Some of y'all need to allow that breathing room. And once you establish that sort of breathing room, damn, it sets you apart from the rest. What the fuck, Geminis? Your energy wants to go karmic, Geminis. I think more so than others, because there is just a very interesting sort of vibe with you. Because you have sort of upgraded. You have totally upgraded and changed the dynamics of something. Geminis, for most of you, I don't feel like this was really all that dramatic. That's what makes the difference. You probably got cross-watchers that's thinking things are all that dramatic. But, I mean, shit. If you got work done, you need to take the time that you need, right? Those of you, if you're working on things that are custom-made for you, it takes some time. Whatever energy that you're in, I don't feel like your cookie cutter energy, Geminis. Now, some of you could kind of be that way. Those of you that are more trend setting, those of you Geminis that are more forward thinking, it works for you. But it's a different fucking vibe with you as well. So my creative Geminis, hopefully you're out there creating and really doing what you need to do. Some of you figure out ways to just go back to like the creative process to get ideas. So some of you going back to the basics, relearning what you need to relearn. There's a lot of this sort of recycling vibes with you as well. So this is that beautiful sort of transformative vibe, Geminis. You could look haute couture and do it basically on a budget. This is just the tailoring of something. So making something that it could be stock into something that is specific to you. I love garage bands. All that music is just little loops of other people that you just kind of go in. It's kind of like you just kind of build off of it and create the sound. But no one was really doing that when it comes to GarageBand. They're kind of doing their own thing, but you can create some pretty interesting sounds. The most challenging thing, I think, when it comes to music is the drums. Especially if you're not really familiar with drum beats, you can spend a hell of a lot of time figuring out what the right drum rhythm should be, what that should sound like, what that should feel like. And Geminis, a lot of you, it comes down to that with you with pacing. Those of you doing your own thing. It's like you could seem to be out of step, but who or what are you out of step with? So it's kind of like there's that energy of conformity, and then there's that energy of, okay, what is this? Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. You should really be encompassing this vibe, because that is really what I feel with your energy, Geminis. More of this sort of peace, love, and light vibes. It's like spa vibes. You kind of need to have like the little blinders on that they use for horses so they don't get distracted. Because that, I feel like that's kind of the whole point with you, Geminis. Those of you that are feeling this energy, now take what's yours and leave what's not. Not every shoe's going to fit, especially if it's custom made for you, Geminis. But you also know custom takes time. I don't want to say custom costs a whole lot, because really for a lot of you, you can find someone who can tailor your clothes to fit. Some of you could learn to do that. There's plenty of seamstresses or seamsters that can tell you how to do that. But if you want custom, it's going to take a while. Those of you, it's definitely the Beyonce vibes on that. But Beyonce doesn't, she puts room between her kind of changes. She puts room between when she does something different. She allows that energy to breathe instead of just trying to consistently change things. She knows how to allow the breathing room. And really, that's kind of like the boss-ass energy here with this Hierophant. Those of you Geminis, that's you're upgrading yourself. I love the spa vibe. So definitely take care of yourself, Geminis. Focus on what you need to. Pre-post workout stretching, moisturized, hydrated. Get the rest that you need. Take the time that you need, Geminis. For some of you, that's going to be one of the hardest decisions to make. So if you need to take time for yourself, take time for yourself. Definitely my creatives. Those of you that deal with clothing design, look to like the 30s and 40s. Because things changed then, because they didn't have all the sort of excessive use of fabrics and materials. So a lot of the clothes didn't have the linings in them. A lot of them weren't as elaborate as they used to be. You see that come more back into fashion from the 50s moving forward. A lot of you, if you don't know the story of Coco Chanel, very interesting how she got started and created and then eventually recreated her brand again with it's the custom vibes. Some of you Geminis are like, you're like doing everything. So it's like you're the model, the artist, the curator. It's a beautiful Three of Pentacles energy. Some of you Geminis, whatever this sort of religious vibe is with you. I don't know if this is you, this is energies around you. Those of you, I feel like it'd be more philosophy with you Geminis. More philosophy or just a better understanding. I feel like there's a lot of indifference when it comes to you because it just sort of is what it is. It's not overwhelming to you. It's whatever works for you. You always got this Three of Swords, Five of Cups energy, Geminis. That always wants to show up with you, but then it always shows up usually with a Page of Swords vibe. What is that? Why is that? What side of the Seven of Cups are you on? This keeps coming up because for some of you, it's kind of how you look at things. It's totally in how you look at things. The sun comes out and burns off the fog. So, what side of the Seven of Cups are you on? Some of you, you're cross-watchers. They can't really see what the fuck you got going on. A lot of you, this comes down to the manipulation when it comes to you as well. So you can either be read like an open book, or there's a little bit of air of mystery about you. Although some of you, that mystery really isn't all that mysterious, but let your cross-watchers make up the story. So, what else do you have for Geminis here? It wants to go karmic. It wants to go karmic, Geminis, and I refuse to take it down the karmic road because you know exactly what the fuck that is. That isn't anything new. That's what makes the difference. It's just the same old, same old. I want you all focusing on haute couture, custom made, making decisions that really bring out that that vibe in you, Geminis. Think about it. Beyonce always puts breathing room in between what she does when she changes her look or she changes her style of music, versus those that just continually just kind of keep going. Definitely take care of yourself as well, Geminis. There's the Five of Pentacles. There's the Star vibes. Geminis, for some of you, there's an unnecessary codependency that you might not even be aware of. So definitely, Geminis, be mindful of catfishing, ghosting, all that shit that you should. Geminis, a lot of you, when you pull your energy back, that sort of creates a ripple effect when it comes to that Five of Pentacles. So who has taken advantage of you, who wants to take advantage of you? Read your contract. Some of y'all be mindful of those codependencies that you don't need. So some people want to come back into your energy to kind of leech off of you. So Geminis, if you're out and about, check yourself for ticks. It's it's such a beautiful energy with you, Geminis. Temperance angel, that's the opposite of you on the zodiac, Sagittarius. King of Wands, the Three of Cups. Yeah, don't be a basic bitch. Don't be basic, Geminis. So Gemini don't have a dress to wear to the ball. Gemini isn't going off the rack. So it's going to take a minute for that custom energy. Gemini, some of y'all could be thinking about stripping. I don't know your life, but this is like a Fanny Bryce vibes. You can shake your ass, but do it with class. Page of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. The Lovers. The Queen of Wands. There to the Ten of Swords. Someone knows they really fucked up a situation with you that they cannot come back in. They know there ain't no way in hell. What the hell? This is like Fanny Bryce and Barbara Streisand vibes. Ooh. Oh, my Streisand fans, you know exactly what song that feels like. Mm-hmm. Those of you, that's going to be that sort of a snagging point when it comes to your relationships or partnerships. Don't snag that fucking... Don't snag that cashmere. This is totally reminiscent of those. Was it the 2000s Louis Vuitton ads or Gucci ads where they had like a... they would show the rich people lounging in like abandoned apartments and shit with all their sort of finery around them. That feels like that vibe. I think that was the early 2000s. There's a marketing vibe when it comes to this too with you, Geminis. So whatever your like focus is. Oh my goodness. Don't be basic. Don't be basic. Some of y'all be mindful of those that kind of do get around The Seven of Cups energy with you, Geminis, whether that's your energy or the type of relationships or partnerships you choose. Some of you just naturally, those energies gravitate towards you. This is like Starfucker energy. This is those that want to get the clout when it comes to something as well. Some of you Geminis, be mindful. You might try to be like helping somebody, but it could come across as like the wrong energy. That's why a lot of you pulled your fucking energy back. Geminis, you probably get a lot of cross-watchers that talk a lot of shit about you. But who knows you, who doesn't know you? This is like those that would take the opportunity. Very accomplished energy here, Geminis, but damn, what are you doing? What are you doing? Some of you could be dealing with exes that need attention because you are kind of garnering some interesting attention here, Geminis. So this is kind of that energy. I don't know if we have any current Geminis going through that, the famous Geminis. Over the Page of Cups, there's the Four of Swords. You have a lot of people exhausted and exasperated trying to keep up with you, Geminis. Don't tap into that energy. That's the difference. There's a fucking Hierophant. Ooh, if you're praying, Geminis, stay prayed up. Whatever this sort of vibe is with you, I like the Madonna vibes as well with you, Geminis, because I like the energy of that. My creative Geminis, this is really looking at things from a different perspective. Madonna did pave the way for all the other ones that came up. Everyone, there's a lot of women that would wear the bodysuits when they danced. That was just a dancer's type vibe. Madonna actually marketed that energy. Especially those of us that remember when she first come out, she's wearing the neon. And everywhere you went, there was marketing around that. Whenever she changed her look, there was marketing around that. Geminis, there's a really good video out there talking about the release of Live to Tell. How she come out of like a virgin and she went straight into Live to Tell. It talks about that was a switch up. The guy that Patrick Leonard, who was her music producer at the time, who helped her write her music, he talks about how that came to be. Geminis, there's a complexity that wants to come in if you fucking allow it. But there's a lot of like weird ass energy at play here too. So it's being mindful of what you're paying attention to, what you're not paying attention to, what you shouldn't be paying attention to. And those of you sitting down shutting the fuck up about what the fuck it is that you're doing. Some of y'all are under NDAs, so you can't really discuss it. Some of you need to pay attention. Who's in the room when you're creating? It's a good creative energy, but with that comes all the complexity of that as well. It's such a peaceful energy. So hopefully you're feeling that, Gemini. Some of you, there's way too much of that external energy. So who's needing the attention? Because they're not getting that attention from you. They definitely see that you're still getting this attention. So you're still showing up good. So this is those of you when it comes to the work that you do, those of you when it comes to maybe your job position as you get this opportunity. So those of you Geminis, hopefully you're getting the education. Hopefully you're applying for that opportunity. You're getting that upgrade. Some of you wanting to get that upgrade. Do stay focused on that. Oh my goodness, Geminis. Take what's yours, leave what's not with this. This is like so uncomplicated that people want to make it far more complicated. This is like the simplest of solutions is the best response. The simplest of solutions is pretty much it. What's your focus and what is your inspiration? And where are you finding that inspiration? How is that coming toward you? What does that mean with you, Geminis? There could definitely be some Gemini artists that are out there getting ready to release something new. This could be books, movies, albums, clothing. Between the Hierophant and the Star, there's the Libra energy. Those of you Geminis who kind of, I know this is the, I like the religious vibes with you Geminis, but I also like the fact that you kind of, you take what works and you leave what doesn't. So I don't feel like one religion is really going to work for you, but you could like something from one religion and kind of work it into something else. It's the Madonna vibes, right? Her Catholicism really created a lot of the work, and she definitely used it to her advantage as well. But it's that interesting vibe with you Geminis. I don't think you're going through something on a spiritual level, but some of you, this is like philosophy. Some of you, this could be in the designs that you're doing as well. I definitely think some of you Geminis are going to get the chance to kind of show that dramatic range with you. And whether you realize it or not, I think a lot of you are definitely getting attention. So there's probably a lot of conversations about what you're doing or what you're about. But it's usually those that can't sort of market off of what you have going on, or you're not in their energy anymore. This is like, let me upgrade you, so you're kind of switching it up. Some of y'all, your group dynamics are changing. Some of y'all, the opportunities that you get are changing. Think of your favorite Kelly Clarkson song. A lot of you, this is like a... oh God, Kelly Clarkson's sort of glow up, right? The way she's been able to stay relevant and very positive and very varied interest as well. Take what's yours, leave what's not. This isn't going to be every Gemini's vibe. If it's not, it's not. If it is, hey, let us know when you're releasing what it is that you're doing, right? We'll support you. Nine of Wands, the Chariot, and the Empress. Oh my goodness. Your favorite Beyonce song? Lord have mercy, that is that vibe. Some of y'all that breathing room. Some of y'all need to allow yourself that breathing room. I mean, it's that simple. Some of y'all, it's custom made. You want custom, you're going to have to wait. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's if you want something that's made for you, you want something that's a perfect fit, a perfect match. Padum Padum, Kylie Minogue. Those of you, the red. If you watch that video, that is so simply done. But the fact that the red using the costuming on that is the same color red on everybody. So I could only assume that the costumer just bought a shit ton of the same fabric that had the same dye run. So that way every color, it was the same color fucking red. Now you try matching reds. Maybe that is like next to impossible. But those of you looking for a creative idea, the video to that, really, the costuming is what made it. And the fact that, well, those of us that know, the fact that the reds were a perfect match on everybody, that's what made it come across as more haute couture and made it more impressive. So there's a level to this, Geminis. So not everyone's going to be in this vibe, Geminis. Take what's yours, leave what's not. Understanding this, working through this. This is definitely an upgrade. This takes however long it takes. If you want custom, you're going to have to wait. Got a lot of cross-watcher energy, Geminis. So when does that nothing new? But damn, some of you when it comes to those romantic relationships or partnerships, for some of you, that could be the stumbling block. Some of you, I feel like that's the stumbling block for these relationships or partnerships moving towards you. So, I mean, what kind of partner, what kind of relationship are you looking for? So, it's your expectations. It's what you expect. You establish the sort of foundation of that relationship or partnership. I don't know. It's always beautiful. It wants to go karmic, but you don't need a reading on that. It's the same old, same old. Nothing's going to change. It's the same old thing. Maybe a tad bit more dramatic. Someone could be a tad bit more clever. Is there really love there, or is it just the lack of codependency? What was the codependency? How toxic was it? Someone misses like the accoutrements that come with you. So someone could definitely been taking advantage of you and you not realizing it. Some of you be mindful of that. So you could have some cross-watchers that they like to talk. Probably because they're not getting the attention they used to. I love the Mary Tyler Moore vibes when it comes to you, Geminis. Those of you that watch that reading. Because some of you need to embody that vibe. Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Strength, the Seven of Swords, the Four of Cups. Oh, the King of Pentacles. Lord have mercy. This is like shares. The music's no good without you, baby. The music's no good at all. You're on a different vibe here. There's the Five of Swords. There's the Ten of Wands. There's the Tower vibe. And there's that inconclusive fucking Ten of Swords. Baby, someone needs to shit get off the pot and move the fuck on with something. So something don't work without your sort of vibe on this. There's a marketing vibe. Sweet Jesus, though, Geminis. Queen of Pentacles there with the King of Pentacles. Here you got the Seven of Swords, the Four of Cups. Here you got this Leo energy. This is almost like brokering a deal. This is someone that's trying to create some sort of vibe when it comes to you, Geminis. I like the fact, even the way these cards were sort of laid out, had an interesting sort of vibe to it. So you could have some copycat energy around you, Geminis. But, I mean, you can remind people to be mindful of catfishing and all that shit. But if someone needs to be reminded, they're probably being catfished right now anyway. The Leo energy with you, that could be a general collective vibe. So some of y'all pay attention to Leo readings. Some of y'all, it's like the retrograde. Oh, good Lord. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands. There's the Wheel of Fortune. There's the Six of Swords. There's the Eight of Cups. High Priestess energy. Six of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. There with the Judgment. Geminis, if there's a interesting sort of vibe around you, some of y'all, there's like relationships, partnerships, or shit like that that's really not working. So there's something that's not. So that's the sort of difference here. I don't know that this King and Queen of Swords is necessarily you. So this is like, some of y'all, this could be that sort of religious vibe when it comes to something. Some of you, this is like the relationships or partnerships. Some of you, it's far too much secondary energy when it comes to you. So that's why you don't need to pay attention on that. Because there's always this energy with you. I definitely feel like you have somebody that's sending you peace, love, and light, and someone that kind of watches over you, whether you realize this or not, Geminis. So, Geminis, if you're not a religious person, at least be very thankful. If you are religious, Gemini, some of y'all could, maybe you start saying a little prayer. Maybe you set the little 11:11 alarm so that way at least twice a day you're reminded to, be thankful, be grateful. Whether you put that on a deity or you just send that energy out into the world, whatever your thing is, Geminis. Because there's like conflict around you. There's like so many things that you don't see. There's so many sort of energies here that makes everything different. But it's what you sort of tap into. It's the opportunities that you pay attention to. Some of you, it's like whatever the fuck you do, when your energy's not there, something don't work. Those of you that got out of relationships or partnerships, now that sort of dynamic has switched up. Those of you that were dealing with people that had too much sort of dramatic energy around them. Geminis, for a lot of you, I feel like this is more work energy. So those of you that are upgrading the work that you do, those of you that are looking at things from a different perspective, some of you are definitely going to get opportunities that you couldn't even imagine. So that's what makes the difference. Sometimes that negative energy kind of works as a positive. So stay focused on you, Geminis. Because it wants to go karmic so fucking bad, and there's really no need for that. Because I don't feel like the karma energy is on your side. That's what makes the difference. Model artist curator energy here, Geminis. So you're looking at things from a different perspective. Keep doing the work. Keep focusing on what's important to you, Geminis. And damn, for fuck's sake. If you want custom, it takes a fucking minute. You know you're in good energy, though, Geminis. When all this sort of external energy... Maybe it's Beyonce vibes, though. So take your time with something. Take your time with something. You don't always need to be on. You don't always need to be, like, doing something. Kind of makes the difference. And if you want custom, baby, it's going to take you a minute. Ten of Wands there with the Five of Swords. There's so much secondary energy with you, Geminis. There's so much secondary energy. I do feel like you have a protector. You have someone out there that is actually kind of more focused on you, that is far more interested in you than maybe like the general vibes. So you always got that. Which you usually have that when you're kind of doing something that's different. You have that when you're focusing on something. This is that upgrade. This is like haute couture, but baby, you can get... any tailor or seamstress can help you out on that. It's a good creative energy too, Geminis. '30s and '40s. Those of you in fashion design, look to the '30s and '40s. There's far more of a simplistic approach because they didn't have all the excess fabric they could use to create the fashions. And it was very significant at the time. Especially the color palette that they used in the clothing. King of Swords. Six of Cups. Judgment energy. Queen of Swords. Oh my god. Whatever the hell this King, Queen of Swords energy is, I don't even think that's fucking you. And there's a Leo energy in between. So, Geminis, if someone was trying to play you, some of them are now caught up in some sort of gameplay and amongst themselves. So, damn. Some of you that cross-watcher energy. Who is playing who and how the hell does that even go? So, that's why some of you, it's like unnecessary energy. This could definitely be astrological with you. If you have some sort of trine going on or whatever the hell this placement is when it comes to your chart. Emperor, Ace of Pentacles. Keep making smart choices. Two of Wands. There's the World card. There's the Ten of Cups. And there's the Fool. Gemini's, as cliche as it sounds, the power of fucking positivity. I mean, for real. If you want a loving relationship or partnership, what the hell does that even mean? Ten of Cups can come in good and it can be toxic as fuck. Ten of Cups can come in slow and it be the greatest thing in your life. Doesn't have to be romantic. This could be working relationships or partnerships. Unless you worry or concern yourself with a lot of that stagnant energy, does make the difference. Those of you Geminis, what the fuck is this criticism energy about? You're always going to have critics, but that don't mean you need to pay attention to it. It's a difference between helpful criticism and just bullshit energy. Definitely a lot of cross-watcher vibes, so I like that, Geminis. Take what's yours and leave what's not. Have the wisdom to know what's yours and the wisdom to know what's not. That's kind of what this is about, right? Keep making smart choices. Those of you Geminis. You definitely got someone out there that is definitely sending you peace, love, and light. Definitely paying attention. If someone's watching you, there's always someone watching them watching you. So however the fuck that is, it does not need to be dramatic. Some of you, it just kind of is what it is. A lot of you, that brings about better opportunities. So where's the optimism at, Geminis? Because it's good with you, but it always wants to go fucking karmic. Always wants to go karmic. Are you Nine of Swords or not? Some of you Geminis could be attracted to oversized prints. Oversized flowers, oversized stripes, oversized designs. Some of y'all maybe oversized geometrics. Some of you Geminis are going to go back to like the oversized florals, taking like the classic approach to things. You don't see that much nowadays, like the beautiful, comfortable beach houses that had the cabbage rose prints and a nice faded out fabric. Everything was slip covered. Everything was simple. Kind of more statement pieces that have kind of like an antiquity about them, but they don't need to be. Oh my goodness, what was that? What the fuck was that Betty Davis movie? Where she was in a foreign country, but all the house had them beautiful, like oversized louvered shutters on them that were absolutely gorgeous. Some of you could be revamping that. That kind of felt like those Jalousie windows, but this is like the beautiful plantation shutters. What the fuck is the name of that movie? Good visuals. Some of y'all need inspiration. Watch the classic old black and white movies. Some of y'all, the 30s and 40s when it comes to clothing design. They had to do things differently because they didn't have all the extra fabric to play with. So a lot of it didn't have linings. A lot of it was very simple finishes on the cuffs and collars. Take what's yours, leave what's not, Geminis. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay in that positive energy. It wants to go karmic, but I feel like there's like karmic energy, those sort of around you that don't bring that energy in. Definitely make healthy choices. It's a fertile energy, and be healthy and make smart choices when it comes to your connections. Yeah. Good luck. God bless. Take what's yours and leave the rest. Peace, love, and light. Good luck, Geminis.